everybody, and welcome to my Four Boys and an Girl podcast. My name is Patty. I am coming to you from the most easterly point in North America, the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. And it is a miserable 100-kilometer wind, rainy, horizontal raining day. Can you hear the wind? It is very windy. I wanted to take this podcast today because if you have not watched my podcast, my cross-stitch podcast that I taped yesterday, today is Tuesday the 16th of October. I taped a cross-stitch podcast yesterday under the name Breaks for Stitches. Anyway, I had mentioned that I am leaving tomorrow for a very exciting trip. I'm going to Spain to visit one of my best friends, one of my roommates from university, and I'm going to be in Madrid, which is where she lives, and I'm very excited. It's hard to contain my enthusiasm. I'm trying to be very calm, but it's not working very well. So my nervous energy has gone to a lot of creative aspects. I fully finished a cross stitch yesterday that you can see on my other video. I finished two knitting projects. I got a couple more cast on, so it's really been fairly productive. I've also done laundry and cleaning and hosted a birthday party for my now 7-year-old. It has been an extremely busy few weeks. For anybody who's new, welcome. I hope you enjoy this channel. For anybody who's returning, thank you so much for coming back and spending some time with me. For anybody who's new, I always at the end of the video have a little bit of footage from the area that I live or area that I have visited. This is Angel. We have two cats, Angel and Bella. Angel doesn't usually visit. Hello, Angel. But I guess she's visiting today. It's kind of a very blustery, settled kind of day, so maybe she's a little bit lonely today. In case I haven't mentioned it, this is a knitting podcast. It's also a podcast about crocheting and rug hooking and sewing and quilting, or any of the crafty goodness that I get up to in the run of a week or a few weeks, as is the case. Okay, excuse me, Miss Tail. First thing I want to show you are two finished objects. Now, one of the finished objects I don't have here with me because, there goes Angel. One of the finished projects I don't have here with me because they were a pair of fog mittens fingerless gloves by Allison O'Mahony. I will put that information on the screen. I completed them in this Cascade 220 colorway and some Richard DeVries fin. This is in the color Arabica. Oh my. I'll put the colorway on the screen. I don't drink coffee. Arabica roast, it's called. So I'll insert a picture here. Those are the gloves that I made for my oldest son. I now have an order for a pair for my middle son, my youngest son, my two brothers, and my husband's thinking about it. So I'm going into glove production, fingerless glove production, and I will show you that has resulted in a couple acquisitions that I'll show you in a minute. But these turned out just beautifully. I'm really pleased with them. My other finished object is my tread hat. Isn't that beautiful? I love the pom-pom, looks great. I've got that stuck on there, or stuck. I sewed it on there. I've got a button inside. That doesn't affect the top of my head. It's tied on so I can take it off in case I need to wash, or when I need to wash the hat. I think it turned out beautifully. Very happy with it. The fit is great. I guess I should show you. What do you think, Angel? There we go. There's my hat. Very happy with this. Of course, it goes with I knit it in the same yarn, which is Julie Asselin Les DK in the colorway Thé d'Après-midi. And I knit it the same yarn I used for my Garter's Ahoy shawl, which is by Sandra over at Cherry Heart Podcast. And so this is a matching set. So next I have fingerless gloves to knit, which are going to go a little bit to the wayside because I have a bunch of other things to do. However, I'm hoping when I get back from Spain in a week, so hopefully in the beginning of November I can get started on those. Too warm in here for a hat. So those are my 2 finished objects, which I'm thrilled about, and I want to show you a couple of works in progress that I have here. One is a pair of socks, and you probably remember this because, so this is the crochet hook. This is the original sock, and so I've cast on the toe. I haven't really gotten very, very far with this, but I'm only knitting on it occasionally because I was really the In a Fog mittens took me a little over a day. I would say you can get a pair knit in 2 days easily, because it took me a little over a day to get the first one done, and then it took me 3 or 4 days to get the second pair done based on time. This particular sock pattern, is the London B Ridge sock pattern by the knitting expat Mina Phillip. Thank you for that tail on the face. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. This gorgeous yarn is by Elegantly Twisted. I'll put that information on the screen. And this is a local, half of a local team to me. One half is in Corner Brook, Newfoundland, and the other half is in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. So I'm really enjoying this yarn. It's just beautiful. And I've got it all housed in my Cottage number 9 beautiful project bag. I just love this. This was a lovely gift from my beautiful friend Catherine. Hi, Catherine. And I may have ordered another of these bags. Maybe. But don't tell anybody. It's a secret. Let's see. What else am I working on? This bag, which is made by Evertote. Hi, Caroline. This is or Caroline. I say it wrong every time, don't I? This is actually a cross-stitch project bag by evertote.com. I'll put that information on the screen. Caroline is one of the ladies that sews for Evertote, and she's a cross-stitcher and a knitter, and I decided that I would use this cross-stitch tote to hold my knitting projects that I'm bringing to Spain with me. So naturally, as any good crafter will tell you, the first thing you pack are your projects. I don't have my cross-stitch projects packed yet, but I do have my knitting projects ready. Everything is in here ready to go. So I have my cute Notions pouch that matches this set, ready to go with, what's in here? I gotta stop saying sorry. Couple of crochet hooks, row counter, some stitch markers, and a plastic darning needle. So all the things that I'm probably gonna need. Somewhere around here, and I have to find them, I have a little teeny tiny pair of travel scissors. I need to put those in as well. So I've got my knitting needles, but I also have this gorgeous yarn, and let me see. It's called Vintage Roses, and it is by Wool and Wanderlust. I'll put the information on the screen, and that's Lisa out of Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Isn't that gorgeous? And I have just barely started. This is actually my 3rd time starting this. I don't know about anybody else, with the exception of maybe socks, and even those I tend to start at least twice. I start most knitting projects at least 3 times. So what happens, I get started, I get 2 or 3 rows into it, I make a mistake, I take it out. I get started again, make a few more mistakes, a few rows in, I take it out. So this is hopefully 3rd time's charm. I have just, literally just started. I'm 5 stitches into joining my round of the Agent 99 cowl, and that is a pattern by Dawn. Hi, Dawn, who is half of the Codependent Knitters. Hi, ladies. One of the reasons I'm doing this is because the Fiber Friends, which are Caroline, Adrian, and Louise, hi, ladies, at the Fiber Friends podcast are hosting a knit along in October for the Agent 99 cowl. So I am working on this. I'm hoping to actually have this finished during my trip, because I don't think it's going to take very long. And then I'm bringing another ball because I want to make another tread hat. And this is a set that I'm giving as a present to a special someone whose name shall be undisclosed, because I don't want that person may or may not watch the podcast. I'm not sure. And they don't know that they're getting it, but I don't want to say any names to tell them exactly who's getting it. Let's move over to some acquisitions. I think I've mentioned before that I had knit the Garters of Hoy shawl by Sandra at the Cherry Heart podcast, and through Sandra I learned about Sam from the Betsy Makes podcast and the Betsy Makes Etsy shop. And I made a little order. So I got these two, oh, this one's coming on. So I got these two gorgeous minis. These are to go in a scrappy blanket that I'm knitting. Starting to knit, not even enough to show you. I'm trying to decide what pattern I'm going to use, and I'm trying to decide how big to make it, and I've got all the decisions. So I haven't showed it to you yet because I don't have anything carved in stone yet. This one is called AG&C, and this one is called, this is limoncello. Yeah, this particular one is a special dye for, I can't remember what it was specially dyed for, but anyway, I know that this was a special one. You can get a full skein of this for knitting socks because they're doing a sock along. The other thing I bought, the main thing I bought from Sam, from Betsy Makes, is this gorgeous drawstring bag. I saw these crocheted circles and I couldn't resist. So it's a good size. So I can use this for socks, or I'm going to use it for small crochet projects, but isn't that perfect? It is just perfect. It's a nice little rounded bottom. It's stiff enough to stand up as a bucket when you're stitching. It's just gorgeous and I love it. So thank you, Sam. I don't think Sam watches my podcast, but you never know. Next, some more acquisitions. So I mentioned that I'm going into fingerless mitten production, and these are a few things that I picked up to go with the scissors over there. I was looking for those, though they're not my travel scissors. I wanted to show you, so this is what I picked up. 2 more Cascade 220 yarns. And then again, another Richard DeVries Finn, which is a superwash merino yarn, 100% merino, in this colorway. And I'm going to make at least two sets of fingerless gloves of this colorway. So one out of this blue, one pair out of the gray. And I think that's going to turn out gorgeous. Of course, I bought that down at my local yarn shop, Cast On, Cast Off. Hi, Katie. The other thing, I just got back from Cast On, Cast Off because I went down to pick up something that I purchased on the weekend, but left down there because the authors of this book that I'm about to show you, Christine LeGros and Shirley A. Scott, were into Cast On, Cast Off to do some signing of books. And this is their newest book, From the Island of Newfoundland, Saltwater Mittens, More Than 20 Heritage Designs to Knit. This is a stunning book. Absolutely gorgeous. It has knitting patterns in it, sure, but it's got a lot of history in here about it. A lot of the yarn that's used in here is Briggs and Little. It talks about Newfoundland sheep. It talks about different other artisans that are in the province that are doing work with either knitting or with yarn, or that are inspired by knitting. It's just an absolutely gorgeous book. So if you don't have it yet, have a look either at your bookstore or your local yarn shop. Again, I'll put the information on the screen. I'm trying not to look at it too much because I wanted to bring this to Spain to read. This is my reading book. And they signed it, To Patty, Happy Knitting, and Keep the Faith, Patty Shirley. So that's so sweet. Just gorgeous. Thank you, ladies, and thank you for doing that for me, Katie. Katie held on to it so she could get it signed after I purchased it. So I'm thrilled with that. Now, the moment all of you have probably been waiting for, I am finally here to draw the prizes for my 2-year Podiversary contest. I have the names drawn, and once again, I'm going to show you, and I'm not going to tell you who's getting which prize because I'll keep that a secret as well, so it can be a surprise when they get it. But if you remember, there's this sock bag by the Woolly Hooker. I'll put Melaine. Hi, Melaine. I'll put Melaine's information on the screen. I don't know if I showed this, but this has a gorgeous polka dot interior. And with that is an opal Colors in Love ball of yarn. So that is one prize. And the other prize, again in one of the Woolly Hooker's lovely bags, is, this one has a snap, the other one has a zipper. This is a snap one, which is great if you're doing colorwork mittens, because you can, on either side of the snaps, You have your yarn coming out right here, and then they're not getting tangled. And with this one is a Firefly Fiber Arts sock yarn, magical fingering, merino nylon, 426 yards. Thought that went well with this bag. So without further ado, the winner so on YouTube, there were 53 comments, which is just awesome. And the winner is Suzanne Jewison. I'll put your name on the screen there. Congratulations, Suzanne. So please private message me and let me know your mailing address. So the best thing to do is to contact me on YouTube, and I'm trying to think if I'll put my my email address on the bottom of the screen so that you can email me and let me know your mailing address. The same for this person on Instagram who can contact me on private message on Instagram. There were 72 comments on Instagram. The winner from Random Number Generator was number 14, and that's Karen P. MacD, who's Karen Shaw. Yay, Karen! Karen, I know you live in PEI, so I'm going to send you a little bit of Newfoundland in your parcel. So please let me know your mailing address. As I mentioned, I'm leaving tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to get these parcels out before tomorrow. I leave tomorrow. If I don't, I'm back in a week. So I'll get them in the mail in probably about a week and a half if I haven't been in contact with you before then. And I highly doubt we'll be in contact, because by the time I get this podcast edited and uploaded, which always takes a long time, it probably won't be enough time for me to get that information from you. But congratulations, ladies. I'm thrilled that that the prizes are going to 2 longtime podcast viewers. Yay! So I'm very excited. Thank you so much to everybody who participated in that. And thank you so much for all the good wishes. And I apologize for not responding to all the replies. I realized that once I started, and I should have mentioned this probably in the last podcast, if I added a comment, then that affected how I did the list under Random Number Generator, so I couldn't comment on your comments. But thank you for all the podcast love. It was really, I read each and every comment, and everybody was so sweet and kind and welcoming and complimentary and just so supportive. It was wonderful. So thank you very, very much for that. Here comes Bella the cat. So I don't know if we're going to have an altercation here, because these 2 cats, though they live in the same house, don't really get along. Oh, there goes Angel attacking Bella. Bella hisses. This is the same pattern all the time. I need to get going. I have packing to do. So I hope you find some time this week to find time for some crafty goodness that makes you happy. And I can't wait to chat with you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.